everyone, welcome back to Z Janae. Y'all, I haven't figured out my jingle yet, but you know, it's okay. We're gonna figure it out. Anyway, as you can see, I have a special guest with me. If you can't tell who she is, Boogie, then I don't know what's wrong with you. Look this like. But this is my mom.
Hey y'all, hey.
So as you can see, if you read the title, we will be doing a story time on Jesus, I can't. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. It's been a long day. On how I woke up and I found out I couldn't walk. Okay? And y'all probably like, Z, what? Be for real. Because you be walking. I couldn't walk. Okay? So,
it's not funny.
This was a very traumatizing time in my life. But the Lord Jesus has blessed me. And, you know, it's my testimony, honestly. But we're going to get right into it. I don't know. Maybe do you want to tell your story, your side first, and then I'll tell mine?
Oh,
sure. At least that morning?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. So,
go ahead.
So, when Z was probably about 7, 8 years old, we had just came back from the movies, and she was like, we went out because of her birthday, so it was like in January when all this kind of like happened. So it was interesting because after we left the movies, she just kind of like started limping. And mind you, Z did have, she did have like a little cold. It was, she had a little cold, and her eyes were like puffy, but I didn't think anything of it because she had just started to feel sick. But she still felt good enough to go to the movies. So she had like a little mild fever when we came home. But before we went home, leaving for the movies, she was like limping. And I was like, are you okay? She's like, she was like, well, she was like, yeah. And I was like, you sure? She was like, yeah. I was like, okay. And I was like, did you hurt yourself or anything like that? And she was like, no. I was like, And so I kept that in the back of my head, just thinking like, okay, that's kind of weird. But how kids are sometimes, they kind of like stub their toe or anything like that. So I thought maybe that's what happened. So anyway, we went home and she did develop like a little mild fever. I forgot what it was, but it wasn't nothing outrageous. Probably was like 100, 101 possibly. And I probably gave her some medicine, I'm sure. And then she went to bed. And so the next morning, for our kids, what I always do for their breakfast, for their birthday, I always make their birthday breakfast. Either something I know that they like or something I like to eat, whatever, but it's like specifically for them. So anyway, the next morning, I had called her for breakfast. I was like, Z, come, your breakfast is ready. And so she wouldn't come out. And so I thought, she's been like how kids can be sometimes, little stubborn and just didn't want to get up. I was like, I kept yelling her name. She didn't come. And so then I finally went back there and I was like, asking her like, what's going on? How come you're not coming up for your breakfast? And then she was like, I can't move. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't move? And so I moved her sheets back and her legs literally was stiff and straight. Her toes was pointed straight and it was scary. And so I'm like, it was weird. And so anyway, I panicked, of course, and I ended up taking her to the hospital. I think my husband was with me, but we took her to the hospital, and it was so scary because the doctors didn't know what it was. They're like, we don't know what it is, and they're looking at her legs, seeing like how her legs were like stiff, and she wasn't able to like flex them or anything like that. You know how they do like the flex test. She wasn't able to do any of that. And so I remember seeing so many doctors coming in and talking to us and just asking questions, try to figure it out as well. But it took one doctor that came from, I'm not sure where, but this doctor just like came and, looked over to our Z and was like, oh, she has myositis. Now, don't ask me how to spell it, but it's actually something that anyone can get at any age, and it can stay dormant in their body for what I was told back then, that it can come back at any time in her life, possibly, and things may have changed, you know, since then. But and it was just like just a scary moment. So, you know, I'm like trying to, you know, just console her and just kind of like just let her know everything will be okay, because she was worried, she was crying. Of course, she was young. And so myositis is basically, like I said, it's an infection. It's considered a viral infection. So, you know, she did, like I said, she did have a cold, but with her puffy eyes and mild fever, it wasn't like anything serious really to be concerned about. Like I said, she just had that little limp, but that could have been anything. So anyway, after she was finally diagnosed, after hours later, we were at Sparrow actually, and she had to be admitted, of course. And so she had to stay in the hospital for probably about a week, almost 2 weeks, because she had to learn how to walk again. She literally couldn't walk. She had to use a little, you know, kid walker to help her walk around, and then like her toes was kind of like pointed like this, and so she was like walking like that, so she wasn't able to straighten out her feet at all. It was just a scary time. And of course I was there. Her dad, you know, came as well, and my husband, and you know, everybody was there supporting her, trying to get her through the whole process. But it was traumatizing for her, especially, but also for me as a mom, and you know, my husband and her dad, of course. And so we're just really worried about that. But she was able to gain her ability to walk again, but again, after a lot of physical therapy that she had to have to learn how to walk. So it was a tough time. And it didn't make any sense to us, or, you know, because it's rare for people to have it, to catch it, I guess. But again, they just said it was like a viral infection. And yeah, luckily she, like I said, it took probably about a week and a half, 2 weeks for her to, until it was time for her to be discharged from the hospital. And she's been good ever since.
Amen.
Amen, amen.
So, my side. Okay. I don't really remember the movie part. I don't know. I don't remember that part. But I'm sure it happened. Because we always like celebrate our birthdays, you know. And y'all, this was so sad for me, because anybody who knows me knows how I am about my birthdays, whether I do something or not. I feel like I'm the princess of the household, okay? So like, for my birthday not to be celebrated, oh my God, I was like, bro, what? Yeah. But I do remember not feeling good. I do remember that. And then I just remember waking up the next day, and my mom, all I hear is my mom yelling, you know, for me to get up for my breakfast, you know, my birthday breakfast. I'm over here excited. I'm like, yeah, I'm about to eat. I'm about to eat. It's my birthday. I'm going to get a whole platter. Okay. I'm getting ready to get up, and I'm like, bro, I said, I can't move. And so she's yelling and yelling my name over and over again. And I'm like, mind you, my room is upstairs and the kitchen was downstairs. So I'm like, I'm trying to yell to her to let her know, but I'm also crying at the same time to let her know. And I think also my voice was kind of gone because I couldn't yell for real. But yeah, like I was have a cold. Yeah, so I was trying to let her, you know, just let her know I can't move. The whole time she's calling my name. She called my name like 5-6 times. Every time I'm responding with, I cannot move. I cannot get up. And so then, like she said, she thought I was just being a kid. So she was like, she told one of my siblings, I don't believe her. Tell her to stop being dramatic and get up. Okay, just because it's her birthday don't mean we finna like cater to her for real. And my brother came up and told me that, and I'm like, bro, I can't move. Like, I literally cannot move. I'm not lying. I love this is my favorite time. You know, it's my birthday. Why would I want to be in the bed? So, my brother goes back, and then she's like, no. Tell her to get up. Because you know how she is. Because it's extra, like I said, princessa. So then my sister comes up, and she's like, because I think my mom sent her up there to check, because, you know, my brother, he's younger than me. So she sent my older sister up to check up on me. and to see, you know, if I was telling the truth or not. And then she seen that I was crying, like bawling my eyes out. And so she went and told my mom, and my mom came upstairs or whatever, and she seen it. And like she said, I didn't, mind you, at this time, the whole time I'm in bed, I haven't, like, I was scared. Okay, so I was too scared to like take the covers off and look at anything, because if I would have seen that like from by myself, I probably would have really, really, really freaked out. So, she goes up and she, you know, lifts the covers up, and we see it, and she sees it. She's like, "What the heck?" And I'm just like, I'm over here laying down like, "What? What is it? What is it?" I'm still bawling my eyes out. So then I'm looking, I'm like, like freaking out. And then, so then she goes to get my stepdad, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And because, mind you, like I said, my room was upstairs. I cannot walk. Legs are boom like this. And it was so painful. It was so painful. But at the same time, it was like painful, but I couldn't feel it at the same time. It was very weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I was numb, but I think it was just like my toes. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I do remember you complaining about a little pain.
Yeah, it hurt. And so she ends up getting my stepdad. My stepdad comes and he has to carry me down the stairs. Okay. Now it's not one of those, "Ooh, carry me down the stairs, it's my birthday." No. I feel like we did eat breakfast though before we went to the hospital, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe not.
No, because we were trying to leave.
I do know that yeah, like I said, he carried me down the stairs, legs just like this, and we went to the hospital. And I'm just freaking out, she's trying to keep me calm. Everybody's trying to keep me calm, and I'm just like, bro, like, this is scary. Mind you, I'm 7 or 8 years old, a little kid. Okay, honestly, even if it happened now, I'd probably freak out again. So we're at the hospital, and you know, like she said, the doctors kept coming. They don't know what it is, and I'm over here like, oh my God, I'm finna die. That's my first thought. I'm gonna die. None of these doctors know what's going on, and y'all, the doctors, y'all supposed to know. So I'm just like, this is my time. This is not how I want to go. But I remember, y'all, that was like really being in the hospital. That whole time was literally the worst thing ever for me, because although yeah, I was happy that they finally figured it out, but then they also told me, yeah, we don't know, it can come back whenever, you know. So that is still something that till this day reoccurs in my mind. Like, if anytime, like this I know it's kind of like off topic, but not really off topic, but you know, whatever. Still to this day, I still get worried, you know, like if my legs start tingling, because I do have the tingly feelings occasionally, and like or if my legs just feel a little off, I get very worried. And I always tell my mom right away, because, oh, Jesus, that's always my first thought. And of course, you know, I pray about it, and then we're good. After probably a couple days, we're good. But still, like, it is something that comes back in my head, because just off of the fact that they said they don't have a cure for it, and because they said it is rare and it can come back, because they said that they've seen people come back with it, to the point where sometimes they come back with it and they relearn how to walk again, or they come back with it and they just simply don't know how to walk for the rest of their life.
Yeah, and then I did forget to mention that with her mentioning that there's no cure for well, back then it wasn't. They mentioned only they couldn't treat her. Mm-hmm. So only thing they were giving her was just IV. That's it, and it had to kind of like take its course. Mm-hmm. So it was like nothing they couldn't give her like any. I don't think they even gave her any steroids or anything like that.
They gave me, I don't know what it was. I do know they gave me some type of shot every doggone night. Every time, every single night. Mind you, I was already really sad, because this was the most depressing birthday ever, okay? I'm in the hospital the day of my birthday, out of all days. The day of my birthday, and I'm there the whole week and a half, for real. And that was just, oh my God. Like, and it wasn't, first of all, I already don't like staying a night at hospitals as is, but sleeping and then not getting a full night's rest every night, because literally every night they would wake me up, I think 2 or 3 times a night, and do tests on my legs to make sure I could feel it, and then they'd give me a shot. I don't know what the heck the shot was for.
Maybe it was steroids then.
Yeah, maybe, but like, I hated it. I quite frankly, I hated it very much so. So
But I was there in the bed.
she was. My mom was there with me every single night. Shout out to her. And everybody else. Shout out to everybody else that really showed up, because I think a lot of times people don't really realize how much that actually means to a person when the people that, you know, they care about show up. Or it just, to me, showed for me, it showed how many people I have behind me. You know, I knew I had my family anyway, but like, to actually see it and see how they're backing me and seeing how they're, you know, making sure everything is good, bringing me food. I was 7 or 8, so we played dress up. I will be having these pictures up here, you guys. But like, my uncle came, and I think that's one of the moments that I remember the most. I have a picture of it actually, but it's like, it was me, my mom, and my uncle, cousin, brother, whatever the heck. Yeah, he's only a few months older than me, so I don't really call him uncle. But anyway, so they showed up with like Wendy's and got me some fries and shake. I remember all of this. I think it was like a burger or something. I remember every single thing they had. I had a chocolate shake, some fries. I did my fries and my shake. It was so good. And then we all, like me and him and my mom, we played dress up. I remember that moment, I think, the most, like, of me being in the hospital, besides like all the bad stuff. That's the one thing I do remember the most, like every single thing that happened, that like when they came. And for that, you know, that's why me and him is just locked in. Okay, I don't play about that one right there. Okay, but yeah, everybody, you know, a lot of my family showed up. My nana, obviously, my dad, my poppy, which is my stepdad, my siblings, of course. We had a blast. I literally, like she said, had to teach myself how to walk. Had to walk down the hallway every freaking couple hours. Yeah. With the walker. When I first did it, that was terrible. I wanted to give up. There was actually a lot of times where I actually wanted to give up, because I was just like, it hurts. I don't want to do this. You know, I just really felt defeated. And so to come out of that, really, really, that's why I said this is my testimony. People don't really know what people go through. People don't know I don't look like what I've been through. I really don't. And I'm grateful to God because of it. I'm grateful to God that I had prayer warriors. I'm grateful to God, you know, for everything, because that was such a dark moment in my life. Yes, I was young, but come on, okay? But yeah, I think that a lot of people, when they hear that story, they don't believe it, because ever since then, like when I was in middle school, I did lacrosse. When I was in high school, I was on a dance team. I was even the captain of the dance team. I was on the cheer team. I was a flyer, you know, doing all the stuff in the air. That was me. You know, I still love to dance. I did ballet when I was younger. Even in college, when I went to college for a little bit, I did ballet. And my ballet teacher even told me that I should do intermediate ballet because I was so good. But like,
one cool thing about Zaria's toes, okay, they are like, it may be strange for some people, it was for me as well when I looked at her feet, but they're like even, so which allowed her to stay on her toes just like perfectly. So
yeah, I know how to walk on my tippy toes, y'all. That's one thing y'all don't know about me. I could do it like literally so easily. It's not hard at all, and it doesn't hurt me. But like, just saying that, like, that speaks so much volumes. And for me, that's why I'm like, I have no problem speaking about my testimony, telling people this story, because I'm literally a walking testimony. Okay, literally. I try, you know, those moments when I do feel like my legs start feeling weird, or even when they don't, I start thinking about, dang, like this can come whenever. A lot of people don't realize I think that's actually part of why I am the way I am, like why I feel the need to travel the world and like do certain things, because I feel like, just in case, you know, I could stop walking at any moment. So like, just in case, I feel like I want to live my life to the fullest. I want to see things that I probably would have never seen before. You know, I want to go to this place and that place. I want to go snorkeling. I don't even know how to swim. That's why I need to learn. But like, there's so many things. I want to climb mountains. I love to hike. I love to do all these things. I'm such an adventurous person, and I think honestly it stems from that because of the fact that I have that in the back of my head. Like, what if that does happen? You know, God. I'm not saying I need that happening, but like, you never know. What if it does happen? And then I'm going to be like, dang, like, I can't do what I used to do. I'm a wish that I did certain things that I haven't done. So, like, I've had people, and still do to this day, have people who be like, oh, well, you travel too much. You don't have the money for this. You can't do this. Why are you doing that? You're doing it by yourself. All this blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. But I'm going to continue doing it, okay, until I literally cannot do it anymore. Because I just feel like God blessed me, you know, to be able to walk again. And I feel like with that blessing, I should be able to go and do things that I've never imagined myself being able to do, or that I never thought I could do. Because like I said, back when that happened, I'm thinking I'm never going to be able to walk again. I'm thinking I'm going to be stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of my life, you know? So, that is why I think... I just really believe that is why I am the way I am, and that's why I will never stop being the way I am. Thank you to all my haters. Anyway, but yeah, I just felt like I really wanted to just be part of what I do on this channel, and what I mentioned in the beginning was being vulnerable, and just being. I'm trying to be as open as possible, but also, you know, not too open because y'all don't need to. There's certain stuff y'all don't need to know, but. This is probably the most vulnerable you'll see. Okay. I caught myself getting a little teary-eyed, but I sucked it back up because I'm sorry. I'm not big on crying in front of people or cameras. Sorry. Yeah, that was the story. If just want to let you guys know, you know, for people who have dealt with this or who are probably going through this, because it is a thing that people do go through. Just know there is a light at the end of the tunnel, and you're not alone. You know, don't give up. Keep pushing yourself. You know, and live life. Live your life. Live your best life. Go see the world. You know, don't stop because of somebody else telling you not to. Someone else telling you that you cannot do something. Keep on pushing, you know. And even if you're not going through this is also relates to anybody. Keep on pushing. Don't let someone else dictate what you do in your life, because you never know. Anything could happen at any given moment. So live life like it's your last. Yeah. And keep God first. Amen.
Keep God first. And then also, you know, if you feel like anything is going on with you or feel anything off, you know, mention it to your parents or someone that you trust. Don't let it sit for too long, because you just never know what it is. Mm-hmm. So it's always important to, like, always tell our kids they gotta be their own advocate. You know, we advocate as parents for our children for their health, but as adults, you know, when your parents aren't around or if you're living somewhere else, it's important to advocate for your health. You know, if one doctor tells you one thing, look for a second opinion. Or, you know, if you just don't, something's not sitting right with you, seek help. You know, even if you have to go to the hospital. I mean, because really, often enough things are missed because people brush it off, or they talk about price. But, you know, your life, there's no price tag on that. We got one life, one chance to live, and it's very important for you to speak up. You don't feel well, if something doesn't feel right, like I said, mention it to your parents, you know, or someone who you trust, and get it checked out, because we ain't no doctors. Okay. But, you know.
Big on that, though, because I could also say since then, you know, I don't know, I'm just my mom's beautiful little child who just gets into, a lot of stuff be happening. I don't know. Yeah. What's the accent? What's it called? I'm her clumsy child. I'm the one that's either always hurting herself or always sick. I don't really understand that. Yeah. But you know, I think since then, like, that really proved to me even more, like, you gotta advocate for yourself, because if she didn't pay attention to all those other things that happened, you know, who would have known? You know, so I live by that for sure. You know, even if me at my big age, I don't really like to call the doctor, y'all. I'll call my mom and to ask her to call them myself. But if anything is off with me, I always tell my mom first. You know, I always talk to her like, this is what's going on. What do I do? You know, sometimes I go to the doctor, cool. And like, and I have her come with me to every doctor's appointment. Okay. Y'all may not do that. Relax. I do. Okay. But, and I have her do that though, because just in case, you know, I may hear something or I might miss something that the doctor says and she hears it, or I'm feeling some type of way about a certain doctor and she, you know, I just want to make sure that she also feels the same way. So that way we know, okay, do we need to get a second opinion? You know, certain things like that. That's why I have her come, mainly. But it's very important to advocate for yourself, especially as a Black person, Black woman of color, or women of color, period. But women, especially, but Black people of color, it's very, very, very important to advocate for yourself, and to, even if your doctor isn't listening, get a new doctor. Okay, because there's always going to be somebody who will listen to you. Okay, there's going to be somebody who's going to be willing to actually care for you and make sure that they put you first. And they're not thinking about the dollar bills. They're thinking about you and your health. So definitely do that.
Shout out to our doctor. I can't tell you who she is because she's ours.
Yeah, sorry. But shout out to you, Bookie. You know who you are.
Yeah. So we've been really lucky to have a doctor that actually sits and listen and asks questions and allow us to be a part of that conversation of our care. We understand that everybody may not have that opportunity. So we do understand that, but we do want to give a shout out to our doctor because she's a Black doctor and she is amazing. Our whole entire family goes to her because she's a caring doctor. We just need more people like that. Definitely. So she's not, I don't know, but she's amazing. So
yeah. So, mental health tip of the day, like I said, keep pushing, you guys. Don't give up. This is still the beginning of the year. You know, if things aren't going the way that you want it to go, there's always time to fix it. You guys put in the work to fix it. Put in the work to make yourself in a better position. And always, always, always put yourself first. Put your self-care first. Self-care is so important. I was talking to one of my friends not so long ago, and we were talking about self-care and how they don't put their self-care first because they put the needs of others first. Trust me, that is me, and I do that same thing. I've gotten better with telling people no. Tell people no. Tell people no if you do not have the mental capacity to do that at that moment. It is okay to tell people no. Because if those people don't show up for you when you need them most, why are you showing up for them? Okay? But I love you. And I hope that you guys always have at least one person that you can talk to at all times. It's always good, whether it's a therapist, a family friend, anybody. Okay? But yeah, I'll see you guys on my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye!